Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to the Monday Talk. Today's subject is that guy there, lane discipline. Why on earth is he in lane 2 when there's a perfectly serviceable lane in front of me? That does my head in. Yes, welcome to another Monday Talk, my vlog series where I basically debate, digest, get something off my chest, have a rant, and let you get involved as well. Now, I do lots and lots of motorway miles with my job, and in the UK, I must say that more and more now, the lane discipline I see displayed from road users in the UK is absolutely shocking. Really, really bad. And it may well be like in the opening sequence, someone just sat in the middle lane when there's nothing in lane 1 whatsoever. But just generally speaking, people's lane discipline is very, very poor. And for me, there's a couple of issues I have with that, and I'd love to know what you think, certainly especially if you want to defend sitting in the middle lane, because oh, I want to hear how and why you think that's a good idea. So clearly the idea is you always move over. Now the other little niggle, I don't like it when people say slow, medium and fast lane, because that's clearly not right either. But the idea is that, you know, you're in lane 1, you can use lane 2 to overtake something slower if they're in lane 1, and then pull back into lane 1. Lane 3, again, you can use it to go past someone who's moving slower than you in lane 2. But the idea is you always pull back into lane 1 whenever you have the opportunity. I might argue it's slightly different to where I am at the moment, because I'm in a measured 50 mile an hour roadworks section on the motorway. But even so, the idea is you pull over. And if you don't do that, two things are the problem for me with that. Number one is you're basically congesting the road. If everybody pulled back into lane 1 or lane 2 when they'd finished in the more outside lane, the flow of traffic would improve. You wouldn't get so much congestion. The motorways would work far, far more efficiently, and we get from A to B much, much more quickly. That's the whole point. But number two is the challenge with middle lane hogging or poor lane discipline is it annoys everybody else. And when people get frustrated and annoyed, for me, that's when they start to make rash decisions, and potentially maybe they start to get irate, or they start to get angry and aggressive. And, you know, maybe that's when you start tailgating or flashing lights, or, you know, being more aggressive, kind of getting the old road rage going on. And that can all be avoided by just proper lane discipline. If you go and drive in Germany on the Autobahn, the lane discipline in Germany is so good. And that's why the Autobahn has unrestricted limits where you can drive as fast as you like. You could never have that in this country because our lane discipline is so totally and utterly abysmal. We're not the only ones. I must say, lane discipline in France isn't brilliant, but I think we're still close up there to having the poorest lane discipline going. But when you sit there, and I honestly don't know what the justification is, because we're not taught to do that. If you look at your normal driving test or advanced driving, we're always told to pull back into lane 1 when you finished an overtake and not sit in the middle lane. I've heard it said that, you know, from middle lane hoggers, that it's dangerous coming in and out and in and out. I just don't subscribe to that at all. I actually think that the process of overtaking, observing what's around you, indicating to move from one lane to another is good lane discipline, but also good for your general awareness of what's happening around you, and just generally good for your concentration. I think if you just sit blindly in the middle lane, there's just no justification for it in my view. Again, the whole point of Monday Talk is to get you involved and see what you think. What do you think about middle lane hogging? Because for me, of all the bad habits I see from road users in this country, or in any country for that matter, that is the one that drives me mad. When you've got absolutely nothing in lane 1 and someone sat there in lane 2, and you end up having to go past them, Now, clearly in some countries, it's legal to undertake to go past in lane 1. That's not the case in the UK. You're not meant to do that. And actually, for me, it becomes quite dangerous when you try and do that, because that person hogging the middle lane probably isn't looking on the left-hand side of their car and isn't expecting someone to come past on the inside. So going past on the inside it might make you feel better, but it's a pretty dangerous thing to do, and you would probably be looked on quite grimly by the boys in blue if you did that. So yeah, simple answer is pull back into lane 1 when you've finished going past the car in front. It's not difficult, people. But yes, middle lane hogging drives me mad. Now, we could also talk about people who don't even go anywhere near the speed limit and drive along on a national speed limit road at like 30 miles an hour, but that's another subject for another day. If you'd like me to cover that in the Monday talk, then please let me know. Make sure you tune into other ones. Previous episode we talked about smart motorways. I'd love to kind of tune in for that one if you want my rant on smart motorways. But actually, since I've been filming this, we've just now come out of some 50 mile an hour variable speed limit roadworks, and I'm now back up to the national speed limit of 70 miles an hour, and everybody so far is actually behaving themselves quite well. This chap in front is doing just under the national speed limit. I'm going to pull out into lane 2. I'm now doing 70 miles an hour, so I'm only just quicker than him. I'm going to come along, overtake, and then when I finish my overtake, even though there's somebody up there in lane 1, many people say, oh, I'll stay here, but for me, I'm now going to pull over, indicate back into lane 1, and I've now got probably 30 seconds, maybe as much as a minute, if I continue at this speed till I reach that car in front. That's how you do it, people. Really not very difficult. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come. I'll see you on the next Monday talk, where you take care, drive safe, and stay in lane 1 unless you have to. Don't hog the middle lane, people. Don't hog the middle lane.